how to set your camera for the best video quality and how can you get footage that can be easily graded in post. We will talk about it right now. What's up YouTube, welcome back to New Pics where we learn how to be better photographers by sharing experiences and mistakes. But today I want to talk to you about how to get the best video quality out of your camera and how to get files that can be easily graded in post. Now, if you want to jump right to the section that interests you the most, there's a link down into the description section. Before going anywhere, let's answer to the question, is it possible to shoot RAW video format? The answer is yes, but most probably not on your camera, unless you have Panasonic GH5 or higher-end Blackmagic and Red cameras. Now, the difference between RAW and compressed video format, we are already familiar with it because that's what we do when we choose to shoot either in RAW or JPEG when we take pictures. You know that JPEG format, they're much lighter because the camera compresses the raw data and the camera also applies some sharpening, noise reduction, contrast and saturation. That's why JPEGs most of the time they look great straight out of the camera, while RAW files they need some post-processing to look great. However, you know that shooting in RAW gives you a higher flexibility because the files can be manipulated much more without losing any quality. For video this is not possible in our cameras because the camera compresses the video format and applies already some contrast, sharpening and so on. Now, how to get the flattest style possible? Basically what you need to do is to go to the shooting menu of your Nikon, select picture control and go from standard to neutral or flat, whatever it's called, into your camera. And then you can go deep into this profile and then lower all the way down the sharpening, the contrast and the saturation. This will give you the flattest profile possible, will give you the flattest histogram possible, helping you retain details into the highlight and not lose any details into the shadow. One cool trick is that you can have custom-made picture profiles. And what they do, they apply a custom curve to your video footage that will help you even more get your camera the flat profile that you're looking for that can be easily graded in post. What you need to do is you need to go on this website and I will put the link down into the description section, and then you can preview different picture profile that can affect your image in different ways. They can make it more contrast, they can make it less contrast, but among all of them there are few that have the flat style which is required for video grading. I'm talking about Cineflat, I'm talking about Tessinflat, I'm talking about the Alvarez UV curve, and I'm talking about the Flat 11p. Now, what you need to do to install any one of these into your camera is basically to download the zip package, unzip it into your SD card, put the SD card into your camera, and in the shooting menu you can then save them into the memory of your camera and they will be always available for you. Now what they do, if you take a look at the curve and how they modify the image, they basically bring up the shadows and they push down the highlights. So basically they prevent the clipping into the brightest part and they prevent you losing details into the darkest part. They are able to compress the histogram, making it more flat, and later in post you can decide how much sharpening you want to add, how much contrast you want to add, how deep you want your blacks, how high you want your highlights. At the end of the video I will show you some example on why would you really choose this feature profile and how they affect your video image. Here you can appreciate fully what's the effect of having custom profile pictures which are displayed on the higher part of the screen, while on the lower part of the screen you have the standard profile picture. The two shots they were taken with the exact same exposure, but look at how much details we are able to recover into the shadows of this picture. Basically all of the part of your left screen you can clearly see the buttons of my keyboard and all the details into the shadow, and this gives you much more flexibility, just like a RAW file will do when you take your stills. Now quickly, as regards the settings of your camera, you want to head to the shooting menu, and in the movie settings you want to select 1080p 24 frames per second, unless you're shooting slow motion. Then remember to select high into the movie quality, and don't forget to enable the manual movie settings that will allow to have full control upon the exposure. As regards the settings of your camera, remember to have the widest aperture, the lowest ISO for low noise, and your shutter speed should be always double of your frame rate. Do you see that info button on the top of your camera? Well, that allows you to display different different kind of information on the screen while you're recording live view. If you click on the info button on the back of your camera, then you have quick access to a lot of different menus such as the picture control, the focusing mode, I personally prefer manual mode, and a lot of other useful options. So I hope this helped you, and now you know which is the effect of custom profiles picture onto your video footage. Now be aware that the footage that you shoot with the flat profiles, like your RAW files, they don't look that good straight out of your camera. So this will for sure add flexibility and give you much more grading possibilities, but also it adds an extra step into the processing and your workflow when you work with videos. For now it's everything, and remember to subscribe if you like what I'm doing, and please comment down into the comment section and tell me which is your favorite profile picture that you use for shooting videos. And in the meantime, remember to shoot, learn and improve, because that's what we make on NewPix, that's what makes us better photographers. And if you like what I'm doing, you can also reach me at the Facebook page, facebook.com/newpixphoto. I guess we'll see you next time, and take care.